Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. As far as it goes, I know there's been some crazy things that have gone on in the news right now. Our condolences to the shooting victims, as well as the crazy things that are happening as far as it goes with that short-term medical. One thing is, don't worry, we will keep you in touch with any changes that do go on in that short-term lawsuit. We were reading through the letter today. It's nothing too crazy. All they're asking for are just going to be marketing practices. Which luckily we have nothing to worry about. All of the carriers that we work with are very upfront and forward. So happy Monday, everybody. I thought we'd start with a great Seth Godin quote today. The reason it seems that price is all your customers care about is you haven't given them anything else to care about. One of the things we're going to talk about today is increasing cross-sell, and that will be one of the things we talk about is just not selling off of price, really selling off of benefits. Happy Motivation Monday. Now, if you haven't been in one of these Motivation Mondays, they are pretty power-packed, quick webinars that we go through. They last about 15 to 30 minutes at most. What we're going to go through today is we're going to go through a tip of the week, as always. We're going to go through our sales shout-outs, which we had some pretty great week last week. And then, of course, we're going to end with our sales topic, which will be increasing cross-sell. So about 10 minutes on that. Start with the tip of the week. Our first tip of the week here would be to welcome Nick. Nick is our new trainer that is joining us here at AHCP. Nick, come say hi.
Hey guys, my name is Nick Murillo. I am newer to the team, been on the team for about 2 months now. So you guys will start hearing my voice a little bit more in the near future here. Been in the health insurance industry for about 3 years now. I come from the tech side of things as a tech manager in the health insurance industry, and through doing webinars and all that fun stuff, found my way over to the training team here. So, look forward to working with you guys in the near future here. Again, you'll be hearing this voice a little bit more coming up here.
Lucky them, right?
Yeah.
Lucky them, more of his voice, which is great. So with that being said, NatGen is launching their 12x2 coming up soon. So I thought we'd quickly hit that. Now, if you've been selling with NatGen at all, one thing about them is that they've done something similar to this before. If anybody remembers the old 3x4s, which I know there are still some states that do the 3x4. They're going to be launching the 12x2 in Alabama. Let's see here. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Nebraska, and Texas. South Carolina will be an 11x2. Now that should be pretty big news for anybody selling in South Carolina, knowing that crazy limit we had there with the 11 months. And in Oklahoma and Wyoming, it's a 6x4. Now, they are doing some 3x4s still that are out there, but just like everything and everybody in the industry, they have to have the same out-of-pocket. They have to have the same people on the policy the whole time. In addition, like every other one out there, it's going to have the out-of-pocket max start over, the coverage period max start over, and all the benefits start over on those new limits. Why are people selling them? Well, it's just giving your clients, the comfort and making sure that they do have those guaranteed renewable short terms out there that are a fraction of the cost of the major med. There will be new training coming out for that new NatGen 12x2, so keep tight on that. If you haven't subscribed to that NatGen YouTube channel, I highly recommend that you do, because I know they're going to be publishing the video on that out there. It's not super hard to find. You go to YouTube and you type in National General Accident and Health and just hit subscribe, because whenever there is a product change out there, that's where they post it. So some sales shout outs really quick. So what we've been selling a lot of, again, guys, we've been really doing a lot of work there with Pivot Health. They are leading our short-term as well as the National General Accident and Health. Limited Med there, we are selling a ton of the UHC Health Protector Guard. In our accident policies, nothing crazy there. Still doing the plan enhancer as always. With the critical illness, that NatGen, and with dental, NatGen, with a little mix of Emeritus in there, which I'm a pretty big fan of because it does work a lot like group dental. Now our sales leaders for the week, guys, we had an upturn. Kind of nuts not seeing Katya's name there at the top, right? So Mark, congratulations on leading the short term, followed by Elaine, and then of course Daniel. Congratulations, you three, leading the short term. For our 2 limited med salespeople, Stacy and Dannon. Dannon, awesome last name, I add friend. And an accident, Cody with like the craziest last name we have on there, and then Aaron Ellison. Cody Rendanzo, I just love that last name. So one of those, you guys, congratulations on leading the sales out there. Now let's talk about increasing cross-sell. Now everything everybody ever wants to do is we want to increase our cross-sell. We want to increase our cross-sell. Why do you want to increase your cross-sell? Well, one of the things is when clients are buying insurance, what are they used to? They're used to getting, that health insurance. They're used to getting that dental, that accident policy, that short-term disability, that long-term disability. They're used to getting more of that dental package concept, even though we can't really use that term, right? Why do we want to increase our cross-sell? Because it gives our customers financial protection and the benefits that they not only are accustomed to, but that they also want. Quickly, you have to change in your mind what the customers were used to, right? They're used to all those benefits. They're used to walking through an HR system and just clicking next, 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 yes, no, yes. That is health insurance to them, right? When we're going through and we are leaving those things off, they were expecting that company that they worked for before to fully supply them with comfort and those benefits. Now our job is to kind of think like they do and do it. If you're not aware, we do have crazy high deductible plans out there, right? So we have those high deductible plans not only in our major med, but some of those short-term carriers out there. There's deductibles upwards of $25,000. Your choice to sell them or not, right? But they're leaving our clients exposed. Now, some people are looking to actually raise your client's exposure, but by filling in those gaps with those accident policies, those critical illness policies. It puts the control of healthcare costs back to the consumer. So again, they can choose how much they want to spend out of their pocket. They're not having the government mandate what they buy. We can add on those accident policies and those critical illness policies because they choose to have, more inexpensive main health insurance. Consumers are uneducated. Honestly, if you think about it, guys, you don't know what you don't know. All those things out there. I was at a family gathering this weekend, funny enough, talking about it. I had a family member who's getting into health insurance. He's like, can you believe they have these accident policies that actually pay for your accident if it happens? I'm like, yeah, his name's Mark, the guy who's doing it. It's like, Mark, they've been around since the dawn of time. It's like, these are mind-blowing. I've never known about them. He's been a business owner for like 30 years. And he's heard about them when he was back in the day getting insurance through an employer, but just not knowing that they're out there. It's the whole philosophy. You can lead a horse to water. Our goal is to hopefully help them drink. So I'll teach you how to educate a customer today as well. And of course, guys, from a selfish point of view, it's going to increase our own personal earnings, right? We work in health insurance because we have addictions, right? Food, clothing, shelter, those are our addictions. Well, these are what are going to help fill those. So one thing really quick with these, you got to kind of be quick and to the point. One of the things is when I sit there and I listen to agents sell them, they go into every little caveat. How many of you have gone through and clicked agree and accept when it comes to those user terms, right? We all are guilty of it. Our clients want to know how it works, right? They don't want to know everything from front to back, which I am more than willing to tell them if they ask. But what I'm going to do is I want to do quick snippets of how they work. So if you get into an accident, any outside force on your body, this policy is going to pay up to your max out of pocket minus a $250 deductible. Bam, quick and to the point, how it works. Don't sit there and tell them everything. Yeah, but here's some of the exclusions. If you're going to go paragliding, it's not going to pay for that. Has your client ever gone paragliding? Ultralight flying, it's not going to pay for that. Have they done that? If you get cosmetic surgery, it's not going to pay for it. If any repercussions due to the cosmetic surgery happen, guys, don't live in exclusion land, right? We need to be upfront. We need to be honest with our customers, but in turn, we need to be quick and to the point. Do this for me. On every supplement that you want to go out there and sell, find a way to explain it in 1 to 2 sentences. If it's longer than that, you have lost your customer. You need to know how they're going to mix with major med also, obviously how they're going to mix with the short term. That's an important one. So you go through, you describe your major meds out of pocket and you say, in case you get in an accident, one of the nice things is that we have this policy on there that's going to pay for everything minus $250, and that is per accident. Again, it's as long as it's due to an accident, again, at that outside force on the body. So if you get diagnosed with cancer, how this is going to work is you're going to get a lump sum check there for $50,000. Again, it's your first ever life-threatening cancer. Quick and to the point, right? Another thing that I've noticed is, when people go through, they're going to be pitching their short term. I sit there and I work with my agents, and they have NatGen pulled up. Maybe they have their other one, so they're going to have like Pivot or HII pulled up, and they're going through doing their quotes, right? Guys, you should also have your other ones set up for your supplements, right? So if you're going to do a lot of Mutual Omaha supplements, maybe those HII supplements, Colorado Bankers Life, Ameritas, have those automatically pulled up. One of the nice things is NatGen has really helped us increase our cross-sell with their quoting system. I love it. It's slick. It's modern. There's a lot of systems out there that you can actually purchase that will help you do that. But again, those cost money. Like Quote It, that's out there. You can purchase Quote It. It'll help you set up all your carriers out there. But again, it's going to cost money. And the other thing is, you may not sell on this exact sale, but you got to leave your options open for those in the future. So we'll jump into those points. Let's do it. First thing, at the beginning. So you need to add it when you are setting the appointment. So hey, we're going to go through, we're going to talk through all your health insurance options. We're also going to talk through all your dental options as well as your accident options, just to make sure we're going to get you as covered as possible. There, you're telling them, hey, we're going to look at these supplements. So again, I don't like the word package. I don't like the word bundle because those are limited by states. I'm just going to say the word options. We're going to take a look at all of your options that are out there. So I tell them upfront in my appointment setting email saying, hey, you know what? Let's go through. We can even, if it's somebody who already has coverage, let's pull up your current coverage, what they are. We're going to find out what the gaps are. I have a lot of options here that are going to help fill that. I will tell you, being in insurance now for 15 years, there's going to be a gap in every policy. Just run with that. Also, if you want to increase your cross sell, you have to find out kind of a big why, right? If you're not finding the why on every call, you're actually wasting your time. To do the why, like how, out of all the policies you've been looking at, what about them have you not liked, just so I don't make that same mistake? Okay, so all the policies you're looking at, what there have you found as far as it goes for if you get into an accident, if you get diagnosed with a critical illness? Fact finding, has anybody in your family ever had big hospital bills? Was that due to an accident or was that due to a critical illness? Large percentage of these hospital bills are going to be due to accidents and critical illnesses. Don't be afraid to ask. A lot of people are like, well, I'm afraid to ask because you're afraid to get the answer. If you don't know your products enough to fill in those answers, you may want to learn your product just a little bit more. If someone's saying, well, a lot of times they paid was due to like a lot of different doctor visits, great guys, we have fixed benefits for that. Or maybe they go to the emergency room a lot. Well, there's hospital expense protection out there. Right? You want to find out why they have hit hospital bills. One of my easiest things I used to do would be, hey, how many times in the past 10 years have you hit over $1,000 in medical bills? Oh, I don't know, like 2? Okay, so out of those 2, what were they for? I got quick and to the point with it. I want to find out why because I know exactly how I can fill those gaps. So what I do is then I blend it with my presentation. I like to educate people, right? So we're going to go through short-term major med, blah, blah, blah. This is how it works. This is your max out of pocket. Great. Well, in addition, which I like to let my customers know, and you guys run with this with a grain of salt, however you want. Well, in addition, there's going to be this accident policy on there. This is what the accident policy does. And in addition, there's going to be this critical illness policy. This is how the critical illness policy works. And again, those are my 1 or 2 sentences. Expect your clients to stop and ask questions. First, because you're using words in addition, which means that this is not part of the core. And then they want to go and figure out what it is. That's perfectly fine, right? One of the things too, since if you guys have sold these in the past, feel free to use these things. Well, my other clients who bought in the state of Tennessee, they really like to buy this accident policy because I heard you guys you're pretty adventurous out there. Make them feel like it's an inclusion. Other people are doing it. Most people are going to have cross-selling at least 80% of their sales. If you make it feel like this is an odd thing, this is something that sticks out, this is something that is not normal, your clients will not buy. You need to make it feel like an inclusion. Another thing is, don't raise the price. If your client goes through and you're going to find their price right at the beginning, feel free to raise their exposure a little bit if you can properly fill those gaps, right? So if your client would fit for a great $2,500 deductible, maybe up it to $5,000, but add in that plan enhancer, add in that critical illness, make sure that they have that dental, so they're going to have that whole insurance package like they're used to from an employer. So when you find the price, maybe raise their exposure a little bit and fill in the gaps properly. Now, if you cannot properly fill in the gaps, do what's right by your client and sell them just that major med. So one fun thing is I actually have an agent, she's in Florida, and this is what she does, is she kind of blew my mind with this. And Kelly, if you're on, I hope you take credit for this. So what she does is she actually has a sheet on her desk of all the different products that she offers. She does a lot of face-to-face, right? And she has it laminated. She has one of those like expo markers out there. And it should say, we can add this on your policy and this on your policy, and this is how they work. So she gives them a visual. I've had people try to duplicate that online when they do screen shares, that's absolutely fine. That works just fine. You can also do a free policy review. So if you talk to a client who goes, hey, I'm actually currently insured. Well, what I like to do is I can do free policy reviews for you. We can sit down, find out what you currently have and see if I have anything better or if I have anything that can go along with it, right? Because if your client has a major med and they need a major med, I'm not going to take them off a major med. But if your client has a major med and it's $7,900 max out of pocket, guys, they're going to hurt. If they get into any accidents, they're going to hurt. Maybe they go to the doctor a lot. Maybe they need to have that foundation health and keep it for over 12 months so it pays for pre-ex. Who knows? And don't be afraid to give picture examples too, right? Give them visuals. You can go through and talk about it. have a family with, kids up there and say, usually families with kids, this is something that they like to get. From my point of view, one of the things working on as long as I have, I go, anybody who's under the age of 18 or has kids under the age of 18, you have to make sure you have an accident policy. That's where I see the large majority of my claims. Kids, they're rambunctious. They love to do things. They're going to get hurt. Maybe do that with a picture of a kid up there, right? Or have them talk about their family. This one is for previous customers, right? That's where a lot of people struggle, saying, when I'm calling my new leads, I can call them previous customers as well, same thing. I really struggle because they say they already have insurance. Well, I had an agent do this, and if you've been with me for a while, you know this one. Ask them how their dental is. Hey, how's your dental? A lot of agents really stink at selling dental. We can help that, right? How's your dental? Great. No, we're going to fill in that dental gap. We can go over last year's policy, like I talked about. So, okay, I got it. We can go over what your policy was last year. What about it did you like? What about did you not like? Or for those customers, if you're ever dealing with that customer super detail-oriented, pull out 2 different products, create the 2 different bundle things for them, right? So you have like the NatGen 5K, Plan Enhancer, Critical Illness Dental. The other one would maybe have like HII, CBL, VBA for the accident, and compare the 2 and walk them through. These are both really great companies I've worked with for a long time. This is how this one works. Let's go through this one, how this one works. Which one of these 2 is going to work best for you? So then you're going to actually remove their kind of thing saying, oh, I'm going to take things out of the package. No, they're going to want to pick one, especially if you can show them and walk through how to build value. The last thing is, and this seems goofy, just add it. Get yourself out of your own comfort zone. Do one thing that scares you every day. If you don't sell dental, start just adding it as part of your package. This plan also comes with the dental PPO product using the Guarantee Network. This is how it's going to work if you need to get a major service done, get a filling. Just add it, and that's going to add you with a little bit of comfort. Now, if you do have any questions about this or you want to see any of our call scripts for it, absolutely feel free to email us here at training@ahcpsales.com. Now, if you're not with one of those carriers that we talked about that we're leading with, like Pivot or any of those other crazy ones, feel free to call Agency Services. They are here to help. But if you need anything, you can always say, hey, Dan, I have a few questions for you, and we will reach out to you. If not, have a great week, and I will see you next Monday.